This is Jabril from JabrilAgoro.com, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite entrepreneurs of all time. His name is Mark Cuban, and he's not only my favorite because he owns a basketball team. I just like the guy. And some of you guys who don't watch basketball or into sports, probably don't know who Mark Cuban is. But he's an American billionaire entrepreneur, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about him right now. He was born in July 1st, 1958, in Pittsburgh. And right now he's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and that's an NBA basketball team. If you don't know, you don't live in the United States. And he's also he owns some high definition networks like HD Net and HDTV cable network. And the guy has some pretty he's out there. Doesn't always agree with everybody, but that was make excuse me. That's what makes him him. A little bit of biography on him. He was born in Pittsburgh, working class family. Started his early entrepreneur days when he was 12. Started selling a garbage bag in order to pay for expensive basketball shoes. And, he had a variety of different um, jobs throughout his time in school. He bartended. He was a disco dancing instructor and party promotion, and he paid for college by collecting and selling stamps. And one time he gained $1,100 from starting a chain letter. And I actually saw the whole. I forgot what channel it was. It was like an hour special on Mark. And I remember he was saying that he shared a room with three guys, and basically kept his cost to a minimum to basically do what he needs to do. And personal and family stuff. He is married, got married in 2002 to an advertising executive. I won't say her name, but I'll keep that private. And they got married in Barbados. And, he has two daughters, and he lives in a pretty cool house in the suburb of Dallas. And the house is like 24,000 square feet. And I remember in the watching the special on TV on him. I mean, he bought the house. He didn't even see the inside. They just emailed him some pictures, and he's like, "Poop, that is the house, and that is the house I want." And he bought it. Um, and he also, I remember one of the other purchases he bought. He bought a plane with his credit card, and he wanted just to see if like a $40 million transaction would go through. And I thought that was pretty cool. We'll talk about his early career right now. In '82, Cuban moved to Dallas, Texas, where he found work as a bartender and then as a salesperson for business software and one of the first PC software retailers in Dallas. And he was terminated less than a year later. Cuban then started his company, Micro Solutions, which was support from his previous customers from his previous jobs. And initially he just started selling. It was a reseller of software, and then the company was the Carbon Copy and Lotus Notes and CompuServe. I actually don't know, but and one of his largest clients was Perot Systems, and in 1990 Cuban sold Micro Solutions to ComputerServe. Then it was part of H&R Block for $6 million, and he retained approximately $2 million of the deal, after taxes. So that was pretty big. And then so Mark's been an entrepreneur all his life. And then in 1995, him and one of his former Indiana friends in college, Indiana, Todd Wagner, they started AudioNet, which and they started combining their mutual interest in college basketball and web, casting. With a single server, they became broadcast, .com in 1998. By 1999, broadcast had grown to 330 employees with, annual sales near $100 million. And in 1999, during the .com boom, broadcast was acquired by Yahoo for $5.9 billion, and that made Mark pretty rich. And actually, what his first company, I actually thought it was sold for more before. Basically, he was well off before, but he he decided to go back and put it all on the line and start, his new company, the broadcast. And that's what entrepreneurs do. We're always going for something new. You can never stay, you have to stay in motion, basically. And and now he is, your billionaire entrepreneur. After the sale of excuse me, of broadcast, he diversified his wealth to uh, not to to avoid market crash. And then in 2007, he was number 133 on the world's richest people with a net worth of 2.8 million dollars. And like I was saying before, his largest e-commerce transaction ever in the Guinness Book of World Records is he bought a Gulfstream 5 um, in 1999 for $40 million. And Cuban also continues to work with Wagner in another venture, 2929 Entertainment, which provides vertically integrated production for distribution of film and video, which he started on my birthday, September 24th, 2003. And the film was purchased from Landmark Theaters and a chain of 58 art house movie theaters. And the company is like responsible for updated versions of Star Search, which was broadcast on CBS, and released The Bubble, which is directed by Steven Soderbergh, which is in theaters and DVD on the same day in January 2006. And he's really into high definition. I knew this because I remember when I got my first high def TV in like 2002. Mark was out there, broadcasting HD, and he's done a bunch of different things like that. He's really into high definition, and everybody knows basketball, knows Mark Cuban owns the Dallas Mavericks. That's one of his other ventures, and he did try to buy the Cubs, which I don't think is going to go through anymore. And basically, and he's a Maverick. I mean, he is out there. I mean, he's probably has the most fines out of any person in the NBA. I mean, he's been fined a lot. But anytime he gets fines, I know what he does. He donates the money. Any money he gets fined, he donates an equal value to charity and other sports businesses. Um, he also, I think he tried to buy the Pirates. And Mark is not a big fan of Wall Street. We'll just leave it at that. And then everybody kind of knows, if you follow Donald Trump. I remember I was seeing Donald Trump speak, and he was like, he sure does not like Mark Cuban. I think that was like the only other entrepreneur that he mentioned he did not like. I don't know, the exact. I've seen, Mark talk about what happened on Donnie Deutsch's show, and I've heard, Trump's version of the story. And I remember when he talked about Mark and during his seminar, and he called him a loser, and I was just thinking in my head, man, Mark is far, far from a loser, but that's Donald's. He's kind of cutthroat, and I was gonna jump up and be like, boo, but I probably would have got dragged out. But anyway, but that's Mark. If you want more information on it, Google him, and he does have his own blog. He's pretty much out there, and hope you enjoyed this little. Wow, I went 8 minutes. Well, this is Jabril from JabrilAgor.com, and this was my little bit on Mark Cuban.